If you find yourself investing so much energy into other people's businesses at the expense of yours, this video is for you. I come in peace. My name is Joycey. I am a content creator, a voiceover artist, or a voice actor, you can say, and then I have a food business. Many times I find myself investing almost all my energy into other people's businesses, running around, running errands for people, doing all sorts of things at the expense of my business. Now, after the video I made about how to make 2025 your best year yet, I sat down to think about the points I gave, and I thought to myself, this is so vague for anybody who wants to practically do these things. This would be too vague for anybody who actually wants to do these things. So then I thought of the points that said, mind your business. And then I thought to myself, how can I literally and practically mind my business? If I'm somebody who is always investing energy into other people's craft at the expense of my business, then it's probably a habit, and habits are built over time. So what can I do to practically and intentionally mind the businesses that feed me? So here's something I came up with that I believe will help you too. Let's get into it. First of all, make a list of every business that feeds you or has the potential to feed you. Okay, I'll use mine as an example. In my case, my food business is feeding me and has the potential to feed me even more. My content creation journey, if I put in more effort, will feed me so much more. Then my voice acting business, if I put in a little more energy, it can and has the great potential to feed me. So these are the three things we're going to use as case study. And I want you to apply it to your life, all the other things you're involved in. So first of all, let's make a list. The number of items on my list were three things: my food business, Stewsnchews Gh; my voice acting business, Simptuous Voice or Voice of Gladness; then my content creation, where you're watching this from, Evolve with Joyce. Now, after making this important list, if it's too long, you may want to scale it down to 3 or 4, a number that you can manage, okay, so that we are not overwhelmed even from the start. Now, the second thing I did was to list all the reasons why I am not putting in the necessary efforts into these 3 businesses I have. So, like I said, I'm going to use my life as an example. I found out that, first of all, my business, the food business, I'm unable to keep up on social media. Why? The reason was because after cooking so much food, I don't even have the energy to take a picture, record a video, not to talk of posting on social media. So it's not as if I had neglected entirely the food business. I was cooking, I was, looking for customers, clients, and all that, but my social media presence was poor. So I realized that there was an aspect of the food that I could do better. So you may not have neglected or not paid attention to it entirely. It may be an aspect of it. And if that's your case, using mine as case study, I found out that I was weak in the social media. So for my food business, the problem was that I had a weak social media presence. I was posting inconsistently, and so I wasn't getting the traction that I needed on social media, because social media, believe me or not, has a chunk of our customers there, right? So that's what I did. Make a list of everything that you think is the reason why you're not paying attention or you do not have the interest in minding your business. Now, that's for my food business. When it came to my social media or my content creation journey, I realized that I was posting very inconsistently, okay? I realized that I wasn't posting consistently because I didn't have a content schedule, because I was so tired from cooking and tired from knowing I wasn't giving my best to the cooking. It affected my content creation. So I decided to create a whole bank of ideas. So I have a folder on my phone called Evolve with Joycey. Let's look at this. Yes. So I have I hope it's focusing. you know. Then I have content ideas there. So anytime I come up with an idea, I put it in that folder. So the solution is that I need to create a bank of ideas and create a content schedule. Now, when it came to my voiceover business, I realized that my first reason why I wasn't paying so much attention to it was because I did not have equipment. Okay, I did not have equipment. I did not have a microphone. I did not have a machine that I could edit with and all that. But now that excuse is no more because I have a microphone, I have a machine, I have softwares that I'll be able to edit my voice works. So I realized that another problem there was my social media presence. So I was having a conversation with Stella Chanelli and Laurie Lawson. We're going somewhere, and then they advised that I post myself on Instagram. It's easier to build followership on Instagram. And so now I need to create a specific content idea where my voice will be the style of the show and then just post on the page. And so that's what I've decided to do. So I hope that you're following what I'm doing. After we make the list of the businesses that feed us, we make a list of the things that are hindering us from paying attention to it, and then the solution. So now in this case, I give you the problem and then I give you the solution right after. Also, when it comes to the problems, if for instance your business is something that is skill based, you will also want to take classes, okay, take lessons online, pay for courses and all that. So for my food business, there are certain foods that I'm unable to cook. I don't know how to cook them, especially on a large scale, like the whole bakery part. I don't know how to do it, but sometimes I get orders, I get people asking if I could do that or not. So what's the solution for that? Improvement. I am paying for a class this year. I'm going to join a cooking class, and so that's how you're going to do it. I also believe that if you invest money into something, you tend to take care of it more or take it more seriously, if you understand what I mean. We've basically touched on everything. So let me just run us through it. Very simple things, but simple things sometimes don't come easy to do. I'll put a scripture that says we are able to do the things we want to do, but the things we don't want to do, those are the things we're able to do. Yes. So simple thing, first of all, make a list of every business that feeds you or that has the potential to feed you if you put in more energy. Second of all, make a list of everything that is a hindrance or a reason why you're unable to pay attention or mind your business. So make a list of everything, every business that feeds you or has the potential to feed you. Second of all, make a list of every reason why you are unable to exert or put in the effort that you're supposed to, and then write down the solution for it. One thing I want to tell you is that don't be afraid to ask for help, okay? Don't be afraid to ask for help. One of the best decisions I took this year is to allow somebody handle my social media for the food business. I've been so relieved on that side, and the lady's doing amazing. Shouts to you, Glennis. Thank you so much for the work you're doing with Stewsnchews. So yeah, after that, put reminders on your phone. I think that's the next thing I'm going to say. Put reminders on your phone. So for instance, content creation, I go into my calendar and then I just set all the days that I'm supposed to post behind my calendar, and then I get notices even before the day. So whether you like it or not, because you're almost always on your phone, you're always seeing the things pop up. You're seeing the things pop up, and subconsciously it's becoming a part of your thinking. So please put reminders on your phone, put it on your calendar, put it on your calendar as events. For instance, if you want to take a course, and even if you don't have the money at the time, just put it there. Take a course, make a research on any course you want to take that will better your skills or that will make you pay more attention to your business or do better. Another thing is that be open to criticisms. So one way to receive feedback or criticisms is putting it out there. Again, using mine as a case study, my food business, I tell people as much as I can that I'm open to criticisms. Now, let's take a scenario where I am probably not doing so much with my food, but I've told people so many times that, hey, please don't hesitate to give me feedback. Anytime the person eats my food, they know that there's that open door where they can come back and say that, hey Joyce, the rice was too hard. Let me give you a story. So I cooked for a group of people, okay, and somebody gave me a feedback that the food was too soft, like the rice was too soft. And I said, oh, well noted. And genuinely, because it's food, I really want people to always have the best experience. So I give off my best. It's just that sometimes some things don't go right, okay? So I got a feedback that the rice was too soft. And I said, oh, well noted. Next time I'll make sure that it's not too soft. The next time I did, it was too hard. And someone else gave me feedback that Joyce, I think your rice was too hard. I was at home and I was just reading the feedback, and I was laughing. I'm like, humans, not in a bad way, but that's it. Once you open yourself up to criticisms, every time you are even not paying so much attention to it, people will come back with feedback and it will remind you of the business you are almost neglecting, if you get what I mean. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the things you can do to intentionally pay attention to your businesses or the businesses that feed you. Okay, I hope that you will implement it. I hope that you can rewind and take notes again of all the things that I've talked about. This is something I did. I wish I could show you my desk. It's full of sticky notes, you know, of how I can myself mind my business and get the best results as possible. Remember that the Lord will bless the work of your hands. So if you're not working, what is the Lord going to bless? You know, if you're not working, what is the Lord going to bless? So I wish you all the best in everything you're doing. Please give me feedback if you use these simple things, if you apply these simple things and you see a little change. For me, my social media for the food business is doing better. Our impressions are better, our views per month better, and all that. You know, we're getting more people initiating conversations online about orders and stuff, and that's all that we need. I'm so happy about, you know. And with my voice acting business, I am yet to create that unique content, and then I'll start posting. Let's be each other's accountability partner. And please come back to this video and leave a comment if you found any of these things helpful and you're actually going to use them or you're using them. Let's push each other. And yeah, also one thing I want to do is that if you have a business of any kind, write it in the comments. If you can leave your Instagram or whatever, please leave it there. I'll go check your business, share it, like it, and support you as much as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I will be reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please, one thing I'll ask you to do is implement it, and let's see all the change that we deserve. See you in my next video. Love you, but Jesus loves you more. Mwah.